Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to an Anfield Index special. Breaking news that we've received in the last hour or so that is going wide and is getting Liverpool fans all in a buzz. I'm your normal host, Dave Davis, coming to you to deliver something that kind of's caught everyone off guard. It's not contracts, it's not transfers, but it kind of is a little bit, people. So, yeah, where to start on this one? Now, we're going to start with Malaga in Spain. Everyone's thinking, why are we going with that if you haven't seen the news? Well, a couple of days ago, the breaking news coming from France and Spain was that Qatari Sports Investment, who own PSG, was set to buy Malaga. And they were set to buy Malaga for an estimated 100 million, which doesn't seem much, but you're thinking, okay, PSG are going very much again and expanding their multi-club, the Qataris and all that. We all thought Michael Edwards had been a little bit quiet, and we all have gone a bit quiet on the multi-club side. However, as an hour ago or so came out, or under an hour, half an hour ago, I'm looking at the time there, David Ornstein bomber, Liverpool owners, FSG, are exploring the purchase of Spanish club Malaga. The initial focus is to buy the majority shareholders, and I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong, so apologies here, Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani's 51%. A delegation visited the facilities in February to assess the potential acquisition for multi-club model. So if you ever wondered if Michael Edwards and FSG are working behind the scenes, yes, they are. Now, if you think of multi-club, this whole scenario, it's been practically quiet. There's been practically nothing. And I even had to dig back to think, I started searching, is there anything that we come across recently? And if you remember, the only club that we've had a serious link with, there's been rumours, but a serious link with, is Bordeaux. However, you think we tried to buy that, it was, low balls may be wrong, but they were facing bankruptcy. And if you think, I think they're in like the French 4th division when I looked it up a second ago now. Andy Carroll's playing for them. You missed that. But yeah, that just didn't go through. And there's been talks when clubs have mentioned trouble that surely we'll be in for it. But this could be the one. And you just wonder if this would make a lot of sense. Because multi-club, the reason that Michael Edwards came back into the FSG structure, making Liverpool ultimately, you would hope, the destination club of all these. And Malaga, an interesting team, because if you go back a few years ago, they made big signings, didn't they? Do you remember even like Santi Cazorla? And they caused a real stir in the Spanish market. And there was a wonder at the time that, is this side going to be the one that just rumbles that Real, Barca dominance? Atleti are in there as well. They've played a part in that. But turns out it was a dream that went sour, wasn't it? And that whether the money wasn't there or whatever happened, Antonio Banderas, the film star, even tried to get involved, didn't he? But it just didn't materialize. So here we are now. It's also the fact, which I kind of love as well, they visited the facilities in Feb, but it's just coming out right at the end of March, which means Michael Edwards could be working his magic behind the scenes. Now, we know he's linked to sales or been involved with sales at the same time. So maybe things are happening behind the scenes that we're not predicate to. Interesting as well. You think Malaga, and people will be thinking, well, where are they? Actually, you got to drop down to the Segunda division, and you're not looking at the promotion pictures or their playoffs to go up as one of the 3 teams. You are scrolling right down to 15th in La Liga. And in fact, 15th in La Liga, you are looking right down there. Yeah. So it looks like they've got absolutely no chance of promotion. 42 points they are this season, although they're not a million, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen. So if you think about that, then feeding into the multi-club model, it's not going to be sort of stars, but you think of a lot of the links we've seen for youngsters, or maybe those ones who just seem to have real potential. This could be a great move, couldn't it? Maybe it's jumping too far ahead, but if you could get them into Malaga, Spain, and then move them on to us, that would be the ultimate dream. And it also satisfies you'd think what FSG were looking to get a bargain purchase, because if PSG were close to buying it for 100 million, again, I don't know if that was all of Sheikh Tiani's shares or the entire club, whatever it may be, but yeah, there you go. Just looking at the article now as well, Malaga are also 49% owned by Spanish hotel and real estate group Blue Bay, while it's Qatari businessman Al Thani owns the other 51%. The club are currently in administration and under judicial control. That does have a large feel of what happened with Bordeaux, didn't it? As it meant, David Ornstein mentioned in his article, almost in a business term, distressed asset that people are looking at there. So, yeah, it could really be one that's come from nowhere. I don't know how I see this one, because when I think of positives for Liverpool, that to me would be contract renewals and other bits. Now I can see people on X or on website, getting excited by this. Maybe long-term wise, possible. Maybe as well, it just changes the summer picture somewhat, because maybe you'll see almost signings that you think could end up at Liverpool, at Malaga, but maybe we're a few too many lanes down the road ahead of that. But yeah, that is the breaking news. Liverpool, FSG, let's just be clear, are in talks to purchase a 51% of Malaga in the Segunda division in Spain. We'll see what the knock-on effects are. But that was a breaking news special pod for Anfield Index.